Van Dyke, and now Laukkanen will carry it inside the zone along the near point. Helf rings it around to Kavanaugh. Back down to Van Dyke. Kavanaugh, Van Dyke, top of the far circle, skates in. Looking to centering opportunity, and that was deflected away by the Blades. Number 14, Soren Kolstrup, and he's going to carry it inside the zone. Power play has expired. Both teams back at full strength. 3-2, Steele County Blades leading the Cougars with 18:52 to play here in the second period. Here come the Cougars, 3-on-1. Helf, tip-tat score, what a play! Tic-tac-toe, and burying it into net, Jonathan Moskalik. And this game's all tied. Let's take a look at the replay. 3-on-1. There's Moskalik, far side, and making the great centering attempt there for the Cougars. I believe that was Helf. Moskalik buries it. We're all tied up at 3 with 18:44 to play. We'll wait for the official announcement on the goal. I know Moskalik gets the goal. I want to see who got the helper there. Here's Coy Payne for the Blades. He skates over center ice, gets it out to Valley. Valley stick handling inside the zone. So Van Dyke and Helf with the assists on the goal by Moskalik. Shot on net, save made, rebound picked up and put in the net. I believe that was number 17, Caleb Combs. Shot from the far point on net. And picking up the rebound from Farah was Combs. And he fires it inside the net. So just like that, the Blades are back on top 4-3. Point shot by Josh Goyne. Farah makes the initial save. And that'll end the night for Andrew Farah. As coming in will be Luke Martinovich to replace Farah, as Farah's allowed 4 goals here. In just over 1 period and 2 minutes of play. I believe they got that announcement wrong on that goal. That was 22. As Josh Goyne and Caleb Combs with the goal. Goyne with the assist. Shot on net, deflected! Oh, that was a near miss opportunity for the Cougars on a point shot from the near point. They're going to rack it up again. This time it goes down low. Blades able to chip it out to the neutral zone. Laukkanen will take possession and he'll flip it back inside the Blade zone. 17-17 remaining in period number 2. Cougars inside the Blade zone. Getting the puck down low, but getting there first was Lieb for the Cougars. Now there's a 4-player scrum ensues down in the near corner. Cougars kick the puck loose. And chip down low to Laukkanen. Laukkanen throws it into the slot area, and Van Dyke will have to chase it by the far point. He'll throw it down low to Aronovich. And now we have a penalty, have an interference call. So interference is the call on the Cougars. And going to the box will be number 12, Dylan Parshaw, getting whistled for interference with 16:40 to play here in period number 2. Steele County Blades leading 4-3. All right, power play time now. Four. Shot thrown on net. And I believe the referee's lost sight of the puck. they whistled it dead as Martinovic able to make the save, or it might have hit the back of the netting there. Face-off comes outside the Cougar zone along the near boards. Blades win the draw, but they'll have to chase after the puck inside his own zone as Lindsay, with a head of steam, trying to interrupt the play inside the Blades zone. Here comes Goyne. Goyne for the, check that, number 28. That is Chase Wedding. Throwing the puck, and now the puck gets kicked out to Severson, and he'll leave it behind his own net for Goyne. Goyne will skate with it up the slot inside his own zone. Gets it over to the far boards. That puck will roll all the way down. No icing. As Madonia throws it over to the near boards inside the Cougar zone. Cougars get the puck outside. And now they'll skate off for a couple player changes here on the power play, or on the penalty kill. 15:28 to play, 4-3 in favor of Steele County, and they have 46 seconds remaining on their power play. Chipping the puck inside the zone, number 11, Zach Bettming. And now here's Combs with it. Combs circling it around, puck stolen away, and it'll knocked all the way down to Severson. Severson will leave it for Evan Kolstrup. Here's Kolstrup inside his own zone. Pressure put on by the Cougars, and now they'll take possession and clear. 14 seconds remaining on the power play. 4-3 lead for the Blades. And now the puck comes out to center ice, and the Cougars will just kill off the remaining power play time. Feeding the puck up to center ice and carrying it in is Moskalik. Moskalik will dump it behind the Blades net. And Health threw a check there into Evan Kolstrup. And now Aronovich with a shot, and a save made by Severson. Coming out of the box now is Parshall. Both teams back at full strength. And now we're going to have a penalty. Looks like we might get two players whistled off right here. And going to the box will be Kolstrup and Health. So they had that battle behind the goal line, and it continued. And the referee had enough of it, so he's going to throw both players in the box. Holding calls against both players. Now the referee talking things over with Coach Brad Stofers. Coach Stofers not agreeing with the penalty against Health, but I don't think that's going to change your referee's mind, as both players are already in the box at this point. So Coach Stofers trying to plead his case.
2 minutes for holding. Steele County penalty number 3, Eric Kolstrup. 2 minutes for holding.
So Kolstrup in the box, Eric Kolstrup in the box, and Michael Health in the box. Both for holding. And we're going to go coincidental penalties here, so it's still 5-on-5 hockey for the next couple minutes. 14:03 to play. Face-off will come inside the Blades zone. To the left of goaltender Mike Severson. Severson's allowed 3 goals so far through period and almost a half. And falling down, number 24, Jagger Wessam. Now the puck thrown along the near boards, kept in by Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh throws it down low. Partial chase after it. Now Hassam tries to take the puck, but digging it out was Aronovich. But Wedding gets it. Kept in nicely. Oh, great play there by Bishop to keep it in at the far point. He took a hit while doing so, but then the puck eventually came outside the zone. Bishop loses control of the puck. Kavanaugh will get there, and he'll chip it out to center ice, leaving it for Aronovich. The Blades get there first, however, and they chip the puck out to center ice. And this could be Combs skating in, and a save made by Martinovic on the shot by number 16, Chase Lewis. Now Now puck thrown out to center ice. Coy Payne will grab it for the Blades and dump it back inside the Cougar zone. Well, Kavanaugh will take it. Kavanaugh throws it over to Bishop. Cross-ice pass. Behind the net, Kavanaugh. Over to Bishop in the far corner. And Janzik tries to throw the puck outside the zone. That's kept in at the far point. Shot on net. And that puck is gloved up by Luke Martinovich, and he'll hold on with 12:48 to play. 4-3 in favor of Steele County. Face off to the left of Luke Martinovich, who came in on relief of goaltender Andrew Farah as he was pulled after the fourth Steele County Blade goal. Blades have the puck thrown towards the slot, and that puck kicked into the far near corner. Kept in, however, by Goyne. And that puck was deflected into the netting. So we're going to have a face-off. Face-off's going to come outside the Cougar zone along the near boards. Lieb against Lenzi for the draw. Lieb wins the draw for the Blades, gets it over to Goyne, to Coy Payne. Coy Payne throws a shot on net, gloved by Martinovich. Mika Hauk will throw it along to the far boards to Marcuselli. He gets bumped off the puck. Lenzi gets in there, however, and he tries to freeze it up. And the puck kept in by Lieb. Nice job by Coy Payne along the far boards to keep that puck inside the Cougar zone for a while, but then the Cougars eventually were able to dump it inside the Steele County Blade zone. Laukkanen over to the far point. Mika Hauk fires a shot over the crossbar and along the near boards. Lenzi dumps it down low, skating after it there. And getting a big hit was Marcuselli on Lieb as he labeled Lieb before he head off for a change. And the kids down there saying that's how you play hockey, so can't argue with that. 4-3 in favor Steele County, 11:43 to play in the second period. Here's Van Dyke on the draw. He wins the draw. Puck thrown to the slot and then gets knocked over to the far boards. Janzik in there along with Van Dyke. Van Dyke steals the puck away. Now he has the puck taken off his stick. Now we have a four-player battle ensuing. Referee's arm up, so we're going to have another penalty as play gets a little chippy in the near corner. There's going to be a penalty here. And going to the box will be Soren Kolstrup for the Blades. Slashing call against Soren Kolstrup. So now the Cougars will have a power play and a chance to tie this game up with 11:28 to play. Blades win the draw. Eric Kolstrup throws it up to the near boards. Bishop keeps it in, throws it to the far point, Kavanaugh. Over to Bishop. Bishop throws the puck towards the net, wide, and keeping it in is number 74, Moskalik. Now Health has it. Health, stick handling from the slot, fires, and making the save was Eric Kolstrup, and the puck got lodged inside his equipment. That's the second time that's happened for the Blades. And now we'll have a face-off. This face-off will be to the left of goaltender Mike Severson. Minute 33 remaining on the power play for the Cougars. Blades look to take possession of the draw. Cougars keep it inside the zone. Health in the near corner. Throws the puck up to Bishop at the near point. Getting it on over to Kavanaugh, far point. Kavanaugh will trade places now with Health. Health has it, throws the puck down low. Over to Bishop. Bishop from the point. Shot deflected just wide of net. And Van Dyke's rebound opportunity went wide. Over to Bishop near point. Bishop, far point, Health. Now it's Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh. Down low to Moskalik. Now here's Health. Back to Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh stick handling, looking for a lane, getting it to Bishop, cutting in Fires a shot over the head of goaltender Severson, and now we're going to have a tripping call. And it's a tripping call against the Blades. So this will be a two-man advantage for the Cougars as Coy Payne gets whistled for tripping. So now Cougars will have 51 seconds on a two-man advantage. Try and get this game tied. And Coach Stofers is going to call a timeout here, or he was signaling a timeout. Yes, he did. It's a timeout called by the Cougars, and I think that's a smart call by Coach Stofers at this stage. As you're trying to tie this game up, you want to give some rest to your power play players who were on the ice for that first part of the first penalty. Give them a little more of an extended breather here as they talk, and then they also talk about strategy if they win the draw, what they want to do with the puck. So it's early in the game, but in my opinion, a well-timed timeout by Coach Stofers. Draw up some strategy and give his power play players a little bit of a breather here. So 5-on-3 for the next 51 seconds. Let's see if the Cougars can tie it up. So it looks like he'll be going with the same unit. Elf, Van Dyke, Moskalik, Laukkanen. And I believe Bishop was on the other point. No, Kavanaugh. So probably going with the same unit here, so we'll wait and see who hops over the boards. Yes, it looks to be the same exact unit that was out there previously. So Laukkanen at the near point, Kavanaugh far point, Helf at centering. On the draw with Van Dyke and Moskalik on wing. Puck kept in by Laukkanen at the near point. He's going to skate to the slot area. Gets it over to Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh, top of the far circle. Back to Laukkanen. Back to Kavanaugh, top of the far circle. Down low. Oh, cross-ice pass to Van Dyke. Was unable to corral it, and then the puck, or the net came off its mooring, so we're going to have a face-off. 16 seconds went off the clock there on that first power play. So 35 seconds remaining on the two-man advantage. Health wins the draw again. Laukkanen to Van Dyke. Over to Kavanaugh, top of the far circle. Back to Laukkanen. To Kavanaugh. Back to Laukkanen. Laukkanen cutting in. Getting it over to Van Dyke. Van Dyke over to Laukkanen. Cross ice to Kavanaugh. Shot! And getting in front of it was going to block that shot attempt. Kavanaugh gets the rebound. Oh! And then he had the puck come off his stick. And that'll probably do it as Valley doing a good job. Valley got knocked down, and that's probably going to be an elbow call. Yes, an elbow call against Kavanaugh, so he's going to go to the box as Valley was knocked down. We're going to take a look at the replay there. There goes Kavanaugh to the box, so that'll do away with the remaining power play time for the Cougars. A little bit of a frustration there by Kavanaugh. I know he's trying to prevent an odd man rush opportunity by Valley. Good offensive player, but he gets whistled for the elbow. 3 seconds remaining on the first penalty. All right, now we're waiting for the official call here. I know it was elbow was the initial call. All right, here's the play. Here's Kavanaugh coming in, and again, laying out Valley with the elbow there. That was a vicious hit. He's lucky he only got 2 minutes on that play, as that was a dangerous hit to the head. All right, so we will be 4 skaters aside for the next 59 seconds, and then the Blades will have about a 45-second power play at the expiration of that. 4 skaters aside, 9:09 to play. Steele County Blade leading 4-3 here in period number 2. Soren Kolstrup has the puck taken away by Lindsay. Lindsay passes the puck to himself inside the Blade zone. Josh Goyne gets there first, however, and now Wedding takes it behind his own net, looking for an outlet. Gets the puck over to number 16, carrying it, and that's Chase Lewis. Chase Lewis tried to get the puck between the legs of Bishop. Now the puck's down low to Soren Kolstrup. Chase Lewis fires a shot on net. Martinovich is able to make the save, and then he holds on for the rebound with Lewis looming for the scoring opportunity. 8:40 to play. 16 seconds remaining on the penalty to Coy Payne. And then it'll be power play time for the Blues. Firing a shot wide of net were the Blades, and they'll keep it inside the zone. On net, whistled wide on the wind-up shot by Bettming. Bettming behind the Cougars' net. He loses it. And now the Cougars will look to skate it up. Power play time for the Blades. Behind the net, Aronovich. He'll skate it inside the Blade zone. Now he's doing a good job of killing off that penalty as he gets hit from behind into the boards. No call there. Now the Blades will come out with it. Here's Valley. Valley checked off the play by Health in front of the Blade bench. Good defensive play there by Health on the back check. 9 seconds remaining on the power play for the Blades. Soren Kolstrup skating it inside the zone. Goes wide, falls down. No call. No, it is going to be a call. That will be a tripping call against the Cougars. Delayed penalty, firing a shot. Chase Lewis. That gets sticked over to the far boards. Here's Wedding. Wedding fires a shot from the far boards and making the save. Holding on there was Martinovich, and now the Cougars are going to be shorthanded again as Henry Laukkonen will take a seat for tripping on Chase Lewis. Tripping the call. 6:58 to play here or 7:18 to play in period number 2. 4-3 in flavor of Steele County. I don't know what flavor Steele County is, but it can't be good. All right, behind his own net, Wedding looking to set up the power play for the Blades. They already have, I believe they have 2 power play goals on the evening. Here's Soren Kolstrup. Good stick handling over the blue line, firing a shot. Bad save made by Martinovich, kicked into the near corner. And now Lindsay will chase down the puck behind the the Blades net as Severson throws it over to Wedding into the far corner. Chipped out by Kolstrup. Kavanaugh will throw it over to Lindsay. Lindsay tried to throw the puck inside the zone. That went off the skate of Soren Kolstrup. And this time the Cougars are able to dump it all the way down as Severson kicks it into the far corner. There's Lieb for the Blades inside his own zone. Out to the neutral zone. And puck taken away by Health. Health with a head of steam, top of the far circle. He's going to circle back and throw the puck outside the zone. Cougars will retreat just way outside of the reach. Now Martinovich will poke it up, and the puck goes into the Steele County Blade bench. So the faceoff will come inside the Cougar zone. Check that, it's going to come outside the zone. So coach arguing with it for Steele County Blades as that puck was thrown inside the bench by goaltender Martinovich. I don't believe it was deflected, so they're questioning the placement of this faceoff. There is a 46 seconds remaining on the penalty to the Cougars. Henry Laukkanen. All right, so now the Cougars getting a penalty here. Nate Madonia going into the box. Now it's going to be a 5-on-3. We'll wait to hear what the call is here. Blades win the draw. Josh Goyne throws it over the far point, Wedding. Over to the far side. On the far board, Soren Kolstrup has the puck. Fires a shot. Glove save made by Luke Martinovich on the wrister from the top of the near circle by Soren Kolstrup.
Cougar penalty, number 1, Luke Martinovich, 2 minutes for delay of game, will be served by number 21, Nate Madonia.
Okay, so it was a delay of game penalty against Martinovich. Now let's take a look at this scoring opportunity by Kolstrup. He's going to circle around, trade places with Josh Goyne, and fires a shot from the top of the near circle. And as you can see, making the glove save was Martinovich. So Martinovich was whistled for delay of game, and he cleared that puck outside the zone. And the Cougars are able to get in front of that puck. Nice defensive opportunity there. Puck loose. Here's Valley. 16 seconds remaining on the two-man advantage for the Blades. Chase Lewis over to Wedding. Now Lewis has it. Lewis circling around into the top of the slot, getting it down low to Wedding. Had the puck knocked off his stick. And now the Wedding will fire a shot. Easy glove save made there by Martinovich. He saw it all the way as Soren Kolstrup was unable to get there to make the screen in time. And now the first penalty is over to Henry Laukkanen. There's the shot. Backhand attempt made. And they'll cycle it around. And now you can see he's going to wait for the shot. Trying to make a tip attempt there with Soren Kolstrup, but unable to get there. Martinovich makes the save. And we have another penalty. This is going to be a cross-check penalty. So it's been a penalty-filled affair here in the second game. Back-to-back games against the Steele County Blades. And taking a seat will be Eric Norman for the Cougars. He's going to go off for cross-checking. So another two-man advantage for the Blades as the Cougars were able to kill off the first two-man advantage. But now this one's going to be a minute 2. 5-on-3 hockey for the Blades. Here's Wedding. Dropping it over to Kolstrup. Soren Kolstrup winding up, firing a shot. Getting in front of that was Henry Laukkanen. Soren Kolstrup fires it over to Wedding. And making the save was Martinovich. And now coming out with it, Soren Kolstrup. He fires a shot, deflected, not on net. And we're going to get another penalty. This time it's slashing on Lenzi. Lenzi getting a slashing call. Well, it's the proverbial revolving door in the penalty box for the Cougars right now. As Lenzi's going to get whistled for slashing. Oh, and Coach Stolfers is hot. Coach Stolfers is hot. I believe he might have just got rung out of here. And they weren't exchanging recipes right there. That was definitely Full Metal Stolfers right there. So Coach Stolfers thought he was tossed there, although he's still on the bench. I thought I saw the thumb given by referee. And so we'll see. But I believe Coach Stolfers was tossed. And now we have what appears to be a summit in the Cougars penalty box at this point. You have 4 players inside the box. So it's going to take some time to get this sorted out. So Lindsay had gotten whistled for the slashing penalty. As Lindsay was arguing, then that's when the sparks started flying along the Cougar bench there. So Norman still has 1:32 to serve. Nate Madonia, 40 seconds on his original penalty. We have Lindsay, who was whistled for slashing. And then there's another player in the box, I believe, for the unsportsmanlike conduct. Now the scorekeeper, timekeeper is giving instructions to the players in the box in terms of what's going to happen in terms of sequence. So it's like the deli counter. Take a number and you'll know when you're able to get released. So Coach Stofers was ejected, so he's going to exit the, well, he'll at least exit the playing surface, the coaching area. So we might have a color commentator here for period 3. So.
Cougar penalty, 2 minutes, bench minor will be served by number 12, Dylan Marshall.
So Dylan Partial will serve the bench minor for the Cougars. So it'll still be 5-on-3 hockey, but then as the penalties expire, it'll continue to be a 5-on-3 opportunity for the Blades. All right, let's see how the Cougars stack up here. And clearing the puck. Cougars still trailing 4-3, been doing a good job killing off a succession of penalties. Now here's Wedding with a head of steam inside the zone. Nice play there to knock the puck down, and now we're going to get a Blades penalty as Wedding will take a seat. Wedding to the box. Taking down 97 for the Cougars. The call will be hit from behind. So hit from behind is the call against Wedding. So not sure if that brings another player. No, it just takes a player off for the. Now there's 2 players in the box for the Blades. All right, so there's a total of 6 players between the 2 penalty boxes. So there was an additional penalty in addition to Wedding getting the hit from behind. Maybe there was an additional minor given. So right now we have 4-on-3 hockey for the next 1:36. Puck behind the net. Bishop will throw it off the glass. Coy Payne keeps it in. Nice job there circling around. Josh going into the slot. Backhander. And that never got there. Here's Valley. Valley throwing it over to Coy Payne. Coy Payne, far point. All right, I was unable to hear the call on that. Here's Coy Payne for the Blades. Throws it inside the zone. Getting there first is Bishop. He'll ring it around to the near boards. That hops out to Soren Kolstrup. And taken away by Moskalik. Moskalik carrying the puck inside the Blades zone. Backhands a pass attempt. And it goes through the crease and then out to Chase Lewis. Here's Lewis skating inside the zone. Tried to drop it back. Puck deflected away. Moskalik tries to get a stick on it. He does. And then the puck comes loose. Here's Josh Goyne and Soren Kolstrup. Kolstrup carries the puck inside the zone. Tried to stick handle around Henry Laukkonen. He wasn't having it. Laukkonen with good positioning there. Now Moskalik playing some good defense on the penalty kill, and he clears. Eric Kolstrup will take possession at his own blue line. Cross ice pass. Trying to then reach Soren Kolstrup. That's taken away and dumped inside the Blade zone. All right, now it's back to still a 4-on-3 advantage for 5-on-3 advantage for the Blades. Got 2:01 to play here in the second period. Shot on net. Martinovich kicks it into the far corner. And Helf will muscle the puck off the play. Puck loose in the slot and cleared. Now here's Helf skating after it. He's got a head of steam. He'll fire a shot at him, making a save. And holding on was Severson on the shot from Helf. Shorthanded attempt from the near circle. And Severson covered that one up. No rebound given. Helf got a face full of glove there towards the end. Here we take a look at the replay. And coming in is Helf. He's going to fire that shot just about from the dot. Just in front of the dot, making a good low save was Severson. Blades win the draw inside their own zone. They have a 5-on-4 penalty now. Now the puck thrown back inside the Blade zone with just 14 seconds remaining on the remaining penalty to the Cougars. Here's Lindsay. Lindsay, puck deflect, hits the netting. And the Cougars have killed off successive two-man deficits on the penalty kill. And the score remains 4-3 with 1:10 remaining in period 2. So some great penalty work by the Cougars. And some good work by the scorekeepers in trying to make sense of all the penalties that have been called so far. Shot flipped towards the net. That was intercepted by Eric Kolstrup. And now Adam Rifle flips it into the slot. Bishop will fire a shot. Gets deflected behind the net. Now centered to the slot area. Circling behind the net, Rifle. His pass is stolen away. Here comes Soren Kolstrup for the Blades. He'll go far side. He's going to backhand around the net, throw it to the slot area, puck stolen away. Here come the Cougars the other way. Marcuselli fires a shot towards the net. Soren Severson makes the save and holds on as play is becoming very chippy in front of the Cougars net. Now Bishop battling with Chase Lewis and getting in between them there. Get Bishop out of the way of Lewis. All right, let's take a look at that offensive opportunity here for the Cougars. Shot goes on net. Now you see Rifle cut towards the net, and he's going to get knocked down from behind, and that's when the chippy play started, and there's going to be a penalty on the Blades. Number 20, Justin Movali. Roughing is the call against Movali, and he'll head to the box. Cougars will have a power play here with 25 seconds remaining in the second period. Henry Laukkanen chips it inside the Blade zone. The Blades get there first and clear. Skating down and trying to intercept the pass was Zach Bettming, and the Cougars were able to get control. Helf feeding it over. 4 seconds remaining. Laukkanen. Puck gets loose at the neutral zone, and that'll do it for period number 2. So each team trades goals in the second period. And after 2 periods of play, the score is Steele County Blades 4 and the Chicago Cougars 3. Goals in the period was Caleb Combs for the Blades, and for the Cougars, Jonathan Moskalik. So after 2 periods of play, our score is Steele County Blades 4, Chicago Cougars 3. We'll be back after these messages for third period of play. You're watching USPHL hockey on Hockey TV. powered by the Illinois Media School.